That is censorship. That is censorship. I'm just kidding. What's up, everyone joining in? Do tap that screen. Do share live. Everyone will help get out to more people. Rip Dean. Rip Dean. Rip Dean. We're going to start getting some people up here in a second. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Ali, thank you so much. I appreciate the $2. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Jeez. Thom, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Thom. All right, we're going to start getting some people up here in a second. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. We're going to get Dean up here probably here in a second because he was just on my stream. Everyone, only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Don't worry, I'm texting Dean right now, everyone. What's up, how old are you?
Phil was actually fucking brain dead, man.
Appreciate the money, gun. Thank you so much. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Oh, Dean's already here, everyone.
Hey Parker, hey chat. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and hop right.
Dean's in non-crash out mode.
That's right.
That's right. Oh no, they joined in the second.
So the stream did get taken down, you guys. We did get a 1-day ban for harassment and bullying. Hopefully the appeal goes through.
Yo, what's up, how old are you?
31.
Did you vote Trump?
I actually, I think I could actually answer a question for me. I don't know.
You know what? I don't feel like trying to make out what you're saying right now.
That's right. Daniela.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is new. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
18.
Did you vote Trump?
I didn't vote, but I would have voted because I turned 18 and
Who would you have voted for?
Trump.
Okay, so do you regret that?
No.
No? Okay. So then,
Yeah, facts.
well, I meant regret feeling that way. That's what I meant. So I'm asking the question, why do you support Trump?
Because he's going to ban abortions.
You want him to ban abortion?
Dean, why are you laughing?
Zachary, are you Christian?
Yeah, we both are.
Okay, so you should do as God does, right?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Anonymous,
Yep.
thank
What
you
does that
for
mean? What do you
$5.
mean? No, let him talk. Here we go.
Like if God does something, it's good. Do you agree? And if something is good, it means you should do that, right?
I mean, yeah.
Abortion's murder. That's
Yeah,
the bottom line.
Okay. So do you agree with those statements that you should do what's good?
Yeah.
And if God does something, it's good. So you should do as God does. Okay. Does God restrict women's access to abortion?
Abortion's murder.
Abortion's murder. I don't know how much those...
Zachary, and I'm just asking you a very specific question. Does God restrict women's access to abortion?
I mean, God doesn't want abortion to happen. Abortion's murder.
Wait, I'm just asking the question. Does God restrict women's access to abortion?
That question isn't accurately representing what I'm saying.
No, it is accurately representing because I'm asking if you think you should do as God does, and it's good for God to not restrict women's access to abortion, well, then it would be good for you to not restrict women's access to abortion. You can say you think murder is wrong, whatever you feel like, right? But you should not restrict their access to abortion because God did not restrict their access to abortion.
So why are you talking about religion, though? You think abortion...
Because you're Christian, Zachary. And you get your ethics from your religion.
Okay, but let's not talk about religion. Let's talk about abortion. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we talk about abortion, it's going to be predicated off of your religion for why you feel that way.
Yeah, would you say that
That's not the only way. I mean,
it's not even religious.
Are you saying there should be separation of church and state? So why should abortion be illegal?
Because it's murder.
Wrong. You're
Why is it? Why?
Oh.
Why? Oh, wait.
Hey.
So why is killing
Let me tell you
a
why.
cellular? Okay, I have a question. Why is killing a cellular life murder?
Because it's still life. After 6 weeks, it develops...
Is it murder to pull the plug?
Do you have brainwaves?
Is it murder to pull the plug on your family member that's brain dead?
Oh, I love this comparison.
This isn't an act.
Oh, he got hate speech and hateful behavior somehow.
Thom, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo saying Dean the Cult Whisperer, Happy New Year. First of all, Thom, thank you so much for the $20. That is very incredibly kind of you. Thank you very much. As well as Katie and Alora, thank you both for the $5 on Venmo.
The Cult Whisperer is crazy.
And Alora, you guys are great. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2025. All right,
Hello?
Good year.
Cass, did you vote Trump?
No, but I have a question about immigration.
I'm sorry. We are just looking for people who did vote Trump. I appreciate you coming up, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Cass.
All right. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Yes, Ali, I did. I probably said it earlier in the stream, so you didn't see it. Kaden, did you vote Trump?
Yes. It's me and Zach. We're just on a different account. Can we continue abortion talk?
Okay, sure.
All right, wait, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
We got banned.
It's because you got onto a whole different account just to join in. That's funny.
Well, there's
And
two
you
of
got
us. So I
picked.
just hopped on my account. There's two of us. So.
And I don't know what you got banned for. I think that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was really crazy.
Yeah, we didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Maybe it's just like frat boy was like associated with gonna do something bad, you know?
Yeah, they heard like that Californian frat boy bro in your voice, and then they were like, "Oh, hate speech."
What, man?
We're not frat
Yeah,
boys.
we are not frat.
We're not frat.
90% likelihood you are.
All right.
All right, go
Kelly,
ahead.
thank you so much for the $1. Merry
All right,
Griffmas. Merry Griffmas.
Yes, abortion is murder because you're killing life.
Yeah, what are these comparisons?
Okay, so is it murder to pull the plug on an individual in your family that's brain dead?
that's a
But
completely
and someone who's brain dead has no hope. Like their life.
Wait, but they're cellularly alive.
You're right, but they have no hope.
But they've lived a whole life.
They've
That's
lived
a
a whole
whole
life,
different
exactly.
scenario.
I'm gonna do a graphic for them. I don't think that words will be able to reach through for them. So continue the conversation, and I'm unironically gonna make a graphic to explain this concept too.
So are you saying that the only difference that you value specifically is just potentiality? Well, then are you saying the sperm that led to your existence half a second prior to conception was valuable or had rights?
Parker, when does life begin? And when do you think life begins?
Depends on what entity you're referencing. If you're referencing the
does
genetic
life begin?
human code,
When does life begin?
the genetic human code at conception.
Exactly. Life
I'm not,
begins.
disputing, I'm not disputing that. What you're not understanding is that sperm is one living. Two, as it relates to this, what you're not taking into account is it has hope, quote unquote, for the future because half a second prior to conception of you, right? It was going to be you in the future. Now that doesn't mean that like it was going to lead to you in the future. So that doesn't mean that you value it just because it was going to lead to a state in which is valuable in the future. You value it once it's already established that state and has future states in which it could lead to that.
So you're saying life starts at conception, but you're saying it's not murder.
Yeah, I don't
isn't it?
value it. I don't value it at conception. I value it once it has subjective experiences.
But it's you're acknowledging that it's life though.
So I acknowledge that it's cellularly alive, the same way I acknowledge that a brain dead individual is cellularly alive, but they're not sentient because they're brain dead.
Yeah, but the person who's brain dead is already alive. They've lived life. There's literally no way for them to live a normal life.
There's no like future.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? What do you mean by lived life?
Like they there's no.
Is it okay to pull the plug on elderly people because they've already lived life? No. What? That's
when
insane.
you're getting an abortion, that's not
No,
the
it's
same at
your
all.
comparison.
When
We're
you're
why,
getting
is
an
it, why is
abortion,
it not the same?
that
What's
kid,
the relevant
that
difference?
kid could go on to do great things. Like it can live a good life.
Yeah, and it could also go on to do bad things. So what's your? That's not an argument.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
still
you don't
life.
know, you don't. Wait, why do you say it could go on to do good things as if it isn't the case that it could go on to do bad things? That is an actual at all grant whether or not it's valuable. You have to actually establish that value. Secondly, what you're not understanding in terms of specifically the brain dead individual is that they are living. And regardless of whether or not they've lived a life in the past, doesn't change anything. If it was an 8-year-old that's brain dead, it's still not murder to pull the plug on them and unalive them, right? Because they're cellularly alive. They're brain dead. They're never coming back in terms of their sentience. And what we value is not the cellular life. What we value is the sentience.
All right, let's see Dean's graphic. What are you working on, Dean?
Graph, man.
He's still working on it.
It's about done.
So,
All right,
Katie, do you
Dean.
want to respond to what I just said? Because I showed you an example, a moral example specifically of what you value. You didn't value cellular life in that example. You value the sentient life. Tell me why you value the sentient life in that scenario, but you don't do that in the scenario in which we're talking about an embryo, where a sentient woman wants to get access to an abortion of a non-sentient embryo. Who gives a shit about the
Because
non-sentient embryo?
I already told you that kid is not born yet, so you don't know what their life could entail. You're
Wait,
taking
I don't care until they're sentient. What's the point?
Okay, so after 6 weeks, it develops brainwaves. Do you have brainwaves?
Wait. Brain dead individuals also will have those types of brainwaves.
You're not responding to my question.
No,
You
what
have
I'm
brainwaves.
acknowledging is that that's not what establishes sentience. What establishes sentience, right, would be the thalamocortical connections, the prefrontal cortex, and the cerebral cortex. Those are the three main fundamental bases of sentience that you can actually argue that have some probabilistic outcome in terms of demonstrating whether or not you have sentience.
I don't think they know what these words mean.
Bro, okay, Dean. Yes, we do. Yes.
Okay,
yes, we
well,
do.
okay. So you want to respond to it then?
I wasn't like trying to do that as a dish.
Like sentience is first person subjective experience.
Sorry, say that one more time.
So sentience is first person subjective experience.
Okay, I have my graph real quick.
Go ahead.
All right, so let's see.
Why the hell does it do that? Give me a second.
I got you.
Picasso.
Okay, let me fix it. You could put me back on the small screen. I'll fix it real quick.
All right. What I'm saying is the baby.
Mary, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you so much, Mimi. I appreciate it. Thank you. And then Kelly, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. And then Daniela, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. Let me read your message in a second. But go ahead, Caden, what you're saying.
I was saying that after 6 weeks, they develop brainwaves. So you have brainwaves, right? And you're a person. You're living.
So it's not just brainwaves.
Every person has brainwaves. Every living
Okay,
being.
it's ready.
And a
It's
heartbeat.
ready.
Pretty sure. Don't quote me on that.
So it's, yeah, I'm not disputing. Just okay. Sorry, go for it, Dean.
Okay. All right. I've created this graph to demonstrate to you.
Actually, it's within it. I don't have to do this. Do you want me to leave it on this?
It's up to you.
Okay.
What Parker's original argument was. So you suggested this moral principle that ending life is murder. Okay, right? And you use this guiding moral principle here to derive the conclusion that abortion is murder. Because abortion is what? The ending of a life. So this statement, this consequence that abortion is murder, would fit under the parameters of the moral principle that ending life is murder. All right? But what Parker was arguing was that the statement plug pulling, or pulling the plug on a brain dead patient, would fit under the same guidelines of the original moral principle that ending life is murder. Because in the same way that abortion is ending life, therefore it is guided via this moral principle, plug pulling is ending life, therefore it is guided by this moral principle. Do you understand with this visual how you actually would treat pulling the plug on a brain dead patient synonymous to terminating the life of a fetus here? Because they would both fit under the parameters of your original moral principle.
So yeah. So you're arguing that they're both murder, right?
Well, we're arguing that if your moral principle is true, you would
according
have
to
to
all-
hold to both of these statements.
Yeah. So then also you could argue. I guess then you could say a serial killer is also murder, right? Because we're just talking about murder in general.
Well, I think that that's not the point.
Emerald, think
So-
of the $5. That's exactly the point.
But
And
you're
Aaron,
saying
thank you
it's
so much for the
also-
$5 as well. Happy New Year to both of you.
The point that we're trying to demonstrate here is that this conclusion over here, that plug pulling is murder, is like obviously false, right?
Yeah.
Right. But this is a necessary conclusion of this moral principle. And if the necessary conclusion is false, that tells us that the original principle is faulty.
Because principles are true in every single circumstance.
Yeah.
So-
Did you
so-
get that?
Yes, on your graph, you're basically saying that our worldview is that both of those are murder, right? Right?
Yeah, I'm saying that both of these have to
I'm not saying you think
necessarily
that.
be murder if you're operating under this moral principle.
Right. So then also you could put right next to that in the middle that murdering anyone, like just a random healthy person, is also
Yeah, that would also be a conclusion of this moral principle.
That's on the same level as abortion.
But if we could find even one conclusion of this moral principle that you disagree with, the conclusion, the principle as a whole is thrown out because principles have to be true in all applicable scenarios. All right, and if a principle isn't true in all applicable scenarios, well, then it's not a principle. It's just a special plea.
Okay. So what are you arguing?
That because you think this conclusion is false, the principle as a whole is faulty.
Ending life is murder? That's not true though. I think ending life is murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but then that means you have to agree with this conclusion.
Okay, so you want us to agree that pulling the plug on a brain dead patient is murder?
You have to think that.
We don't
logically
have to.
speaking.
I don't agree with that.
Logically
It's a different
speaking,
scenario,
logically speaking, if you think this principle is true, you must also think this conclusion is true.
But it's a different scenario. It's totally different.
Like the brain dead person's
But
suffering.
the point of me making this graph is to demonstrate, although they are two different scenarios, they are both consequences of the principle. Do we see like the parameters here? How I even made it look like a box.
Yes, I see what you're saying, but I don't
Right.
think.
So
this-
even though the scenarios are different, they both have to be true because they're both consequences of the principle.
Okay, we'll put it this way: both are murder, but one is more justified. If that makes sense. How about that?
Well, that doesn't make sense because murder is
Pulling the
defined
plug
as
on a brain
being
dead person.
unjustified.
Well, yeah, brain dead people are suffering. Like they're it's
Yeah,
not,
exactly.
It just doesn't make
The
sense.
fetus isn't suffering.
Exactly. It's going to
So,
become
now we have another contradiction in your view because now you're saying one type of murder is more justified than another type of murder, but murder is always unjustified. So that can't be the case. You're basically saying that this unjustified action is also justified, right? But those two things can't be true simultaneously. That's like saying that it is true that this is my right hand and my left hand, which is a contradiction.
Exactly. And abortion is unjustified.
exactly.
Yeah, but like we asked you why, and you said because ending
Yeah,
life is
why is
murder.
abortion justified?
And if you're saying because ending life is murder, then that entails not only that abortion is murder, but also pulling the plug is murder. The reason why it entails that is because it's also the ending of a life.
So you think it's okay for two people to knowingly have sex and then get pregnant and then get an abortion?
Yeah, absolutely. So long as it's not sentient.
Just because sex
Absolutely.
feels better than a condom? That's so inconsiderate.
It's like,
Wait,
you're making- now
Kaden,
you're
it has
making a whole
nothing to
other
do with whether or not it feels a particular way. It has everything to do with whether or not the embryo is valuable. Okay.
It does have something to do with that. What do you
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Kaden, you can by other ways really engage in it that way, making it feel good without actually yielding pregnancy.
But so Caden
Exactly,
is
but
now
I'm-
making a whole new argument because you are no longer arguing anything about the value of the fetus, and you are now arguing that the mother has an obligation to maintain that pregnancy regardless of how valuable or invaluable the fetus is because she consented to sex and pregnancy was the outcome. That's your current argument, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Alexis,
so now
thank
we're
you so
going
much
to
for the
test that.
$10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So now we're going to test that logic, right? But let's just make the logic explicitly clear again. So when I give you the analogy to another scenario, you understand how it applies. Your logic is, regardless of how valuable or invaluable the fetus is, the mother has an obligation to keep that fetus alive because she caused it to exist by engaging in intercourse, knowing that intercourse yield the potentiality for pregnancy.
Consensual.
So she consented to it. She understood that potentiality. Now here's
Yes.
the response. Okay. All right. When someone smokes a cigarette, they consent to that action, understanding and acknowledging the risk that that action could lead to the consequence of lung cancer. Okay. Now, regardless of the value of the cancer cells, does that smoker have an obligation to keep those cancer cells alive by not killing them through chemotherapy?
The cancer cells isn't a life.
They are.
Well, it's not. Do you have use your intuition? Like it's not like the same as a.
Well, use your intuition. You're the one saying abortion is murder.
It is
Use your intuition. What do you mean use your intuition? We gave you explicit examples
You're saying,
where your intuition yields the conclusion that ending life just because it's cellular life is not wrong. You don't just value cellular life. We've already intuitively shown you this, Kaden. What are you talking about intuition?
To a whole life.
Also, intuition isn't from God.
But the difference between the cancer cells and the human life, under your worldview, would be how valuable they are, right?
Yes, and a life is a lot more valuable. It's a life,
But here's the thing, Caden. Remember when I asked you for your new argument and how I even explicitly clarified that it's no longer about the value of the life and it's just about the obligation of the mom because she caused that life to exist?
Yep.
My point. It has nothing to do with the value of the life and all to do with the obligation of the mother. So now
Yeah, but
you're
you're-
going back to your original argument.
Can there not be more than one reason why abortion's wrong?
Well, insofar as a conversation, we've disputed them both, right? We disputed
Julie,
the
thank you
first
so much for
reason.
the $30 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the kind words. Can we get some W's for Julie in the comments section right now? Thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, but
Sorry, go ahead,
The
Dean.
scenarios that
No,
you're
you're
giving,
good.
the scenarios that you're giving are just so different. Like,
Well, I literally made a graph to show you how they weren't.
I was like,
well, that like
you're just like,
the cigarette thing. I'm sorry, bro. That's
Yeah, that
that's
made-
laughable. That's so
it
different.
knows
Yeah, it makes
So
sense.
I can make it explicitly clear how it's not different, right? Because now you're using this moral principle to dictate obligation. So you're saying that a woman has an obligation to maintain the pregnancy because it was a direct consequence that she acknowledged the risk of by engaging in intercourse. That's your principle, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but
Okay.
I'm just
Now, just agree or disagree. Is that your principle?
Ryan, thank you so much for the
That's-
$10 for Happy New Year's.
not my only principle, but yes, that's one of my principles.
Okay. And that principle would apply to a cigarette smoker. Because in the same way that a woman engages in intercourse, consenting and acknowledging the risk that a pregnancy could be caused via engaging in intercourse, a smoker engages in the action of smoking cigarettes, consenting to and acknowledging the risk that lung cancer could be caused by smoking cigarettes.
Right, but lung cancer
Principle
is bad.
dictate that the woman has an obligation to maintain that pregnancy, and that the cigarette smoker has an obligation to maintain the life of the lung cancer.
Right, but lung cancer is bad, right?
When you say bad, do you just mean that it's something that people don't want to have?
it's
nobody wants lung cancer.
lung cancer. It's unhealthy. It could really damage you.
It could damage you. It could kill you. Okay. question.
Pregnancy can damage and kill you.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait, say that again, Parker.
Pregnancy can damage and kill you.
Pregnancy, yes, but that happens,
It's very low,
bro. Like there's babies born
but
every day.
let's also add on another point here. All right. So if cancer, particularly lung cancer, right, had the same risk of killing you as pregnancy, would you still think it should be legal for for smokers with lung cancer to seek treatment?
If pregnancy could kill you, if it was as dangerous as lung cancer, you're saying should it
No,
be?
no. If lung cancer was as dangerous as pregnancy,
Lung cancer is more dangerous than pregnancy.
but if it was as dangerous, do you still think that smokers should be able to pay for medical treatment to terminate the
No,
life of
because it's
cancer?
not life. The bottom line is it's not life.
Okay, so then it has nothing to do with the acknowledged risk of death.
Okay, sure, Dean. It's just not. It's not life. Like lung cancer is not life.
Okay, Parker, you can. Also, Julie, thank you for the $30 on PayPal as well. I appreciate you, Julie.
Yeah.
Everybody, please show some more love to Julie in the
Yes,
comment
Parker.
section. I'm gonna go and pass it off to Parker.
Yeah, I got you. So let me give you an example. Do you think that killing life is wrong in all circumstances in terms of like after conception?
No, because you're gonna go back to the brain dead patient.
No, I won't. I won't go back to that example.
You're saying is killing wrong? Yeah.
It's killing wrong.
Okay,
Yes.
like if I kill a zygote, is that wrong? Should I go to prison for that?
No,
Why not?
because
Murder.
it's not human. It's not a human life.
A zygote isn't a human life.
Oh, what the hell is a zygote, bro? What?
Kaden, what, you don't know what a zygote is?
I
It's a
don't.
conceived
honestly.
cell at conception.
Bro, I'm not like a.
Yeah, we're
bro,
not
what? I'm not
biologists.
biologists, bro.
Okay, Kaden, you guys want to restrict women's access to abortion. Do you know where in the human body that conception occurs?
In the no, you're gonna laugh at me. Oh God, here we go, Parker. Parker, why would I know that? Like in the uterus?
No. Wait. Yeah.
Hold on, Zach.
No, it is.
It is the uterus, right?
No.
It's the clit. It's the
Clit.
Bro thinks it's...
I'm joking.
Jesus Christ, man. This is what I mean. This is what I mean.
I'm taking a joke. Lighten up your day.
Okay, sure. Walk yourself
Lighten
out of
up
that one.
Dean,
Walk yourself out of that one.
That
Hey,
was no.
we made
I
you
dude,
laugh.
I am
We
not.
made you laugh.
I am.
Oh my God, you guys think
I am
everything's
not
so little.
laughing
We're
with
joking.
you. I'm not laughing with you. I'm laughing at you. That was.
Yeah.
that was funny.
Dean. Sorry, Dean.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
Hey, can I ask both of you? Typically, how many holes do women have below the waist?
Seriously though, let me say one
Wait,
thing.
no,
You're
Kaden.
Joking, you're joking.
Typically, how many holes do women have below the waist?
3.
Wow, dude, that's actually surprising.
Wow.
I actually did not expect that one.
You want to quiz us? Ask us some more. Let's go. Ask us some
mean,
geography.
I mean, I can.
Geography? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
many
You asked
continents
for
are there?
geography.
7.
What are they?
North America, South America, Antarctica, Asia, Africa, Europe. What am I missing?
Australia.
Australia.
How
you had
many
to get
countries
help.
are there? How many
Oh, yeah,
countries are
okay.
there in Africa?
I don't know.
For the $10. Thank you so much.
Dean, that's insane, bro.
That's come on. You don't know that.
It's 54.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
like,
wow.
something.
Give us another one.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, okay. I'll ask you a basic question. What are the first 3 words of the Constitution?
We the people.
We the
Bang!
people. We the people.
Wow, dude, I'm
Wow.
surprised.
They're kind
I'm
of okay.
surprised.
Name 5 countries in Europe.
Oh, they're cooked.
England.
Which should be easy.
Scotland, Ireland,
England is not a country anymore.
anymore.
France, Italy, Albania,
Italy.
Greece.
Damn.
That's
Yo, how do they know? Yo, they gotta know.
Bro, you know we're both
geography,
first
okay.
honor students.
Okay,
right?
okay. Can I ask
We're
you
both
guys?
first honor students.
Oh God, can you answer the? Would it be? Why should I not go to prison for killing a zygote?
Because it's not the same as it's just
We're a what?
because it's not like a fully developed human life.
It is a human life. It's
It's not fully developed as a person like me and you.
Oh, okay. Neither is it. Neither is an embryo.
But it's not. Oh my God, Dean. You shouldn't go to prison for an abortion either, right? But it's still wrong.
You think they should? You think they shouldn't go to prison for getting an abortion? Okay, so it shouldn't be illegal.
No, it should be illegal, but they shouldn't go to prison for it. They should just be like fined.
Fined?
Yeah.
How much? How much should the fine be? When are you fined for murder?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
think
It's
that
not,
people who? Well, I have a question. Do you think people who
No, but
call a
people can't get an
hitman?
abortion.
Wait, I have
This
a
is
question,
gonna be a
Caden.
conversation. Okay, go.
Caden. People who call out hitmans to kill their children, you're telling me they should only be fined?
All right. Dude, there's 5,000 people watching. We're getting nervous, all right? We're stumbling. We're stumbling. What I'm saying is that when you like this conversation isn't even like realistic because if abortion is illegal, like there's no way anyone can get one. So
I'm asking why should murder in one circumstance yield a fine, but in other circumstance yields jail time?
Wait. Do you think that IUDs should be banned?
nope, because IUDs take place before intercourse.
There you go. They don't even. It's not even that they don't think women with IUDs that are murdering zygotes should go to prison, but they also think that they should be legal, right?
It's also them being
if
considerate.
IUDs should be legal even though they murder babies. Why can't I just say that abortion should be legal even though they murder babies?
Kalia, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Because
And
an
Cheyenne, thank you so
IUD
much for the $4.
Because an IUD happens before intercourse, so you're thinking like, oh, we don't want to get pregnant, so we're going to get an IUD.
Yeah, but the way it prevents pregnancy is by killing the conceived zygote, which under your view is murder. Right? No different than murdering a fetus.
I mean,
Jessica, thank you for the $1 on PayPal.
oh, Dean,
Danielle, thank you so much for the $4. Don't worry. Thank you so much.
Dean, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing
Sass
at?
is in my DNA, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Dean. Yeah, I don't think that. I guess killing a zygote. Oh my God! Here we go. Parker's gonna do the zoom in. Do you think killing a zygote should be illegal?
What is a zygote, man?
It's the first stage of human development.
We literally told you a million times already. You guys have zero fucking brain cells, man.
Zero brain cells. We just answered all your questions. What are you talking
Those
about?
are like fucking kindergarten questions, and
You
we're
know,
literally
I
asking
actually-
you.
I actually will see. I see hope in these guys because they're not being disingenuous in saying that it should be illegal to have an IUD, right, or that people should be criminalized for that. I see hope, right, because as soon as you make that recognition that you don't value the life of a zygote, that's when the door really opens for you to start like testing your internal beliefs about the morality of abortion as a whole, right? So I actually have hope for you guys.
Yeah, I don't think. I just think abortion's murder. I mean, that's the bottom line.
But I think what you need to kind of ask yourself internally is why is abortion murder, right? Because it kills a fetus, yet what an IUD does isn't murder, even though it kills a zygote. So why is it murder to kill a fetus, but not murder to kill a zygote? That's the question that I want you to answer. Now, if you can't answer this question, right, maybe this grants some validity to the position that your worldview is incorrect.
I don't think that because an IUD, the couple is being considered saying we're going to get an IUD so we don't get pregnant when we
All I have to do.
Now this is a very important second step because now we're actually getting somewhere. So you're saying here that the reason why it's murder to kill a fetus yet not murder to kill a zygote has nothing to do with the termination of morally valuable life and all to do with the intentions, thoughts, and attitudes of the woman. right? And this is how, right, you could kind of take a step back from your own view and recognize that maybe you don't think abortion is wrong because it's killing a fetus, and you think abortion is wrong because of the thoughts, intentions, and attitudes of the woman. And at the end of the day, you just want to punish and control women that disagree with you and hold different values in the context of sex, intimacy, and romance than you do. And that you don't actually have an issue with the death of the fetus the same way you don't have an issue with the death of the zygote. You just have an issue with engaging in intercourse without an intention to reproduce. Now, I'm not here today to convince you that you shouldn't have an issue with that, okay? I obviously disagree. I think that your view is harmful, but I overwhelmingly would rather try to convince you that have your issue with engaging in intercourse without the intention to reproduce, but don't meddle in the lives of other people that disagree with you to the extent of literally banning them from accessing very important health care that would prevent an unwanted child from being placed in an unready household, punishing not just the woman, but also the child.
They can go up for adoption. And then there's also many
That
support
punishes
groups.
the child too. That does. We see very bad outcomes of the foster care and adoption systems. There's no reason why we should force this unique human life to be born into this world just to be placed into an inconsiderate system that typically leads to higher rates of DV, higher rates of SA, higher rates of drug abuse. When all things considered, if we allowed the woman to access that abortion the same way you think women should be allowed to access IUDs, they wouldn't exist in the first place to experience that harm.
Foster care systems shouldn't be aren't important.
Yeah, so you're saying all the kids who went to the foster care system aren't important?
Yeah. Like,
I'm
what
saying
about
that they have an incredibly lower quality of life compared to kids that aren't in the foster care system, and they are incredibly morally valuable, as they now are people just like you and me who are conscious and sentient. But I don't think that we should be forcing women to literally be incubators for 9 months, forced to place their children in the foster care systems, allowing them to become consciousness, allowing them to gain moral consideration, just for them to experience that lower quality of life.
But I don't get why we can't have one more principle why abortion is wrong. It's like every time I give you a new idea, you're like, oh, this is it. That's your only argument now. Like, why can't we have...
I mean, you could continue to try to give arguments. I think that we've done a pretty good job at...
No, I know, but you're saying like...
Well,
I just gave you that other one. You're like, oh, well, so now it's not about killing the fetus. It's about the choice that the woman makes. Like, why can't it be both?
Well, we know that it's not about the first one because you think it's murder to kill a fetus and not murder to kill a zygote only because the intentions and attitudes of the woman. All right. If you were able to give some distinct difference between the fetus and the zygote insofar as why one has value and why one doesn't, all right, well, then we could attribute some validity to that position, but we could attribute zero validity to the position that you value the life of the fetus due to the fact that you can't give us a difference between the fetus and the zygote and you don't value the zygote.
The fetus is more like developed than the zygote. It has brainwaves.
So what that tells us is that there's some form of development that takes place between, right, the human development stage of being a zygote and the human development stage of being a fetus that creates a difference. Would you say that difference is brainwaves?
Brainwaves, heartbeats.
Brainwaves,
I know it's 6
anything
weeks
else?
of brainwaves. I don't know how much for heartbeats. I think maybe 8 weeks, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
10 weeks.
So I don't think that we value either of those two traits on their own.
But we both have brainwaves and a heartbeat, right?
Yeah, we do, but I don't. We also have feet and toes. But I think if I didn't have feet or toes, I'd still be morally valuable, right?
Right.
I don't think that it's brainwaves and a heartbeat, right, that makes you morally valuable, or else we'd probably all be vegan because cows.
It makes you a person,
and pigs
though.
also have brainwaves and heartbeats.
But it makes you a person.
Not all levels of brainwaves. No, you can
Heartbeat,
have very
though.
low levels of brainwaves, and not a heartbeat. Definitely not. You could have very
What?
low levels of. Oh yeah, I don't think a heartbeat makes you a person.
I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to this person anymore.
Okay. Cheyenne, thank you for the $4 of him. I appreciate you for the love. Dude, honestly, I think I've gotten like very strong on refuting like the stupid pro-life positions.
Yeah, they're so
Like-
bad. Yo, everyone tap the screen. Let's get to 500,000 likes. Fill the bar up a few times, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Old troll.
Old troll? Okay, thanks.
They're like an OG troll from way back in the day.
I'm surprised they didn't say anything. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20 years old.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, why so?
20 years
Oh, shit.
Harrison, Johnson.
Sorry, what'd you say?
What the hell?
Sorry, I accidentally pulled that up on my back thing because I was trying to get the link so I can put it in the description of the YouTube video.
Yeah, mostly
Yeah,
because,
sorry. You were saying?
Mostly because Trump's a better politician, Harris is the better person, and you got to weigh that out and say, you know, Trump's a good businessman.
Can you name one good
He's,
businessman with 6 bankruptcies?
Walt Disney, Donald Trump.
So Walt Disney had 6 bankruptcies.
I sure did.
Can you give me a source?
Something around there. Something around there. I mean, go look it up. It's not a secret.
Can you give me a source?
Dude, I don't have a website off the top of my head. I just know.
And no, Walt Disney was involved in the bankruptcy of one company.
Yeah, he filed for bankruptcy once.
No, give me one good businessman that has 6 bankruptcies. Come on.
Donald Trump.
No, I need you to actually give me someone.
Let me explain to you.
What a
It's
joke,
business.
dude. What an
It's
actual
business.
joke. You
It's
can't name a
business.
single person. That's actually hilarious, dude.
Business.
Yeah, I think that the position that Donald Trump is a severely mediocre businessman is actually pretty defensible. And I'll tell you why. Do you know what the S&P 500 is?
What? The SA?
The
What?
S&P 500.
I don't know what that is, actually.
Okay, that's fine. How old are you?
I'm 20.
You don't know what the S&P 500. So it's an index fund in the stock market. Do you know what that is? Or I don't want to stigmatize you. I'll happily explain it to you. Do you know what the S&P? Do you know what an index fund in the stock market is?
I know what the stock market. Yeah.
Okay, right. So what is an index fund?
An index fund, isn't that where like? Yeah, I know what the stock market is. I don't know what an index fund is.
So basically, it's a collection of a bunch of other, right, companies, right, that exist on like public stock exchanges. And when you invest into the index fund, right, you're just investing very small amounts into like a bunch of companies, right? And so it gives you a lower risk assessment for your investment, right? And anyways, so this S&P 500 index fund, right, usually grows at about 7 to 10% annually. But the reason I would say that Donald Trump is a mediocre businessman was because if he took, right, the $420 million that he was given to by his father and invested it into that index fund instead, right, of starting his own companies, building towers, selling tequila, etc., he would have had a higher net worth today. Right? What this demonstrates to us is that the S&P 500 literally outperformed, right, the collection of all of his business endeavors ever, which makes him a pretty mediocre
Why are people
businessman.
spamming ban Bobby? I don't know who that is.
They were saying the N-word hard R in the chat. He's banned.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I can explain to you why I think Trump is a great businessman and why he's better than Harris. Number one, he was given a lot of money, inherited. But how much money was he given by his father?
$400 million accounting for inflation.
Right, and he got $400 million and he turned it to several billion. He made the plaza. He helped build up the plaza.
Yeah, $400 million. If you put that money into the S&P 500, you'd have way more money.
I just described this to you.
And is how he has way more business experience than Harris. He's been in the field longer. He has more connections.
She has more governmental experience. She's worked specifically within as a district attorney. She's worked as an attorney general. She's worked as a senator.
Yeah,
She's worked as a vice president. What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm talking about business right now and how he's a businessman. I'm not talking about politics. And if you want to go that way, Trump's been a president and she has been a pretty shitty vice president. So.
Okay, so name one thing she's done that you disagree with.
To where she was in charge of the border.
What was she in charge of with the border? What was her specific duty?
I don't know, but everything failed.
You don't know? So her specific duty, as outlined specifically by President Biden, right, is to go to Central American countries to raise private funds to reduce the likelihood of people coming here. And she raised over $5 billion in private funds to reduce the likelihood of people coming here by building up economic security within Central American countries. So you didn't know anything that she had authority over in terms of the border, yet you said that what she specifically did wrong was something at the border. It sounds like you have no fucking clue what she did wrong, and you're just saying that she was bad because you don't like her for some fucking vibe-based reason.
I don't like her because I like Trump.
It's just vibes. It's literally just vibes.
No, it's not.
Yo, Barbara, thank you for the $50 on PayPal. Thank you so much for stay one step ahead. The youth of today will bring a better tomorrow. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Barbara. Can we get some W's for Barbara in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Barbara.
Right.
You were saying, Ryan?
Yeah. I mean, you can't really put it all on Harris being her running mate with Joe Biden. That doesn't really help you very much. But I mean, look at the country and like your everyday life, the average citizen.
Yeah. Name me one thing they did that you disagree with.
You let me talk.
All the statements you just made fester anti-intellectualism in America. We shouldn't be looking at the state of the country to evaluate the efficacy of the presidency. We should be looking at what the presidency did insofar as the bills that they passed, bills that they tried to pass, and the
And what that had effect on the state of the nation.
and a demonstration of the effect of policies on the state of the nation. Exactly.
Right. Can I like?
Ryan, tell me anything they did that you disagree with. Thank you so much for the beating heart. I think they got rid of the thing where it makes it loud.
Good.
Can I finish my statement from earlier?
If it actually makes sense or is coherent.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you understood how I like it festers anti-intellectualism by getting people to not critically think.
Right, and it's not. It's about how Trump was given. He was put in a pretty good hands from Biden, and he didn't mess it up. He did pretty well. The country was doing well in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, he did well over there, I think. And
Ryan, thank you for the $10 on Venmo saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Ryan, and I appreciate you for the $10.
Ryan, you're not really giving us like a response to anything we said, but go for it. You can continue.
I'm not responding. I asked if I could make my point from earlier. Yeah, he did great in Afghanistan.
Take you?
He's under. What?
Because you're not engaging in a dialogue with us. You're just like yapping.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate you for not like yelling and being a jackass, but you're definitely
just
not
yapping,
giving us
bro.
any points.
Your job is literally you get paid to yap.
Yeah, we do.
Name specifically what you think is like yapping that we said. Because I would say yapping is typically when you've got nothing of substance. What lack of substance do we provide?
I feel like you have to understand war.
I'm very succinct with what I say. Tell me when I'm yapping. Tell me what I said that was yapping.
When I'm trying to speak and you won't let me because you just talk over me.
Because you're not staying on topic and you're yapping. That's not yapping myself. That's keeping you on topic. What are you talking about?
You know that sometimes interruptions can actually, all things considered, be like good for the productivity of the conversation.
Yeah.
You tell me where I was yapping?
When you keep interrupting me.
That's not yapping.
I'm trying to make a point. You can't even let me make a point. Like
because you're not making a relevant point.
I'm not
making a relevant point. We're talking about Afghanistan and how he was a businessman. I feel like that's two pretty big like things.
Neither of those are relevant to what we already established. We already responded to those points too.
You do not respond about Afghanistan, and all you really said was you was a mediocre
Afghanistan is something that you brought up in response to me literally asking you a question. Push to celebrate 2020.
And then you pivoted, and I was talking about how Harris didn't have as much business experience as Trump, and then you pivoted on that, and you said,
would you say
she has
Trump's
more
business experience is only relevant insofar as how it would allow him to deploy better policy?
It's not all about policy all the time. Sometimes it's about.
So then why else would we care about his?
It's not about policy. It's not about character because he is the worst character. He's the worst policy. So what is it about? Tell me.
Yeah. Why is his business
not the worst character?
Relevant? What is it about?
The worst policy.
Okay, you said not worst character. You're gonna get proven wrong.
You said it's not about the policy. By the way, I just want to let you know.
I did not. I said it's not always all about that. Policy matters quite a bit, but like there's other stuff to it.
Like
you said that.
What?
Get to that later after you answer his question. I'm curious in your answer to his question.
Wait, what was your question, Parker? I was looking at Dean's thing.
Okay, just listen to Dean, dude. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm actually interested in his answer to the question. If it's not about policy, then what is it about?
It's about what you're given and what you do with what you're given and how it's going to affect the average American.
Yeah, name every way that a president could affect the average American. Because I can. Their character and the social consequences that'll yield, and the policy that they push through Congress. Is there any other way?
Parker, dude, look at you. You have a side part and you're like a grown-ass man, if you want to call it that.
All right, buddy, you asked for it.
Have you, dude? You think my hair is bad, bro?
What? That's me.
You're Manny IRL. Let's get it. Come on. Over here dissing Parker. Manny IRL.
Parker just
okay?
called me so fucking stupid, so I dissed him back. He dissed me.
Dude, wait, what's wrong?
Manny
Wait, I said something that's relevant to the conversations we're having. You tried to diss my hair, bro? Like what?
Dude, you
I don't think my hair is like. I don't think. Wait, can you turn your camera on? No, you don't even have that. I don't think going after my hair is like making you look good. I mean, that's not like actually
Stupid
applicable.
Side part. Shut up. Side
Oh my
part,
god,
man.
you have a side part. Like what? Dude, are you
side
okay,
parts.
bro?
You're actually morally obligated. Oh, Ryan,
Yeah.
I just want to say this. Like, you'll be fine because you don't have the area code attached to it. Oh, wait, never mind. That's not a number. I thought you had a number in your bio.
No, it's just the electoral like votes.
Taylor,
Of the
thank you
elect-
so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much for what you do. Is it literally vital to save our democracy? Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Brianna, thank you so much for the $5. And Mahika, thank you so much for the $1 for, again, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Okay, we're gonna do just like a competency test on politics real quick. So, give me the name of a bill, right, that
Hey,
was
how about
signed
this?
into law and influenced through Congress by Trump during his first 4 years in the White House.
A bill from Trump's first 4 years in the White House.
And then he influenced, yeah.
I didn't pay attention to politics back then.
Oh,
I was too
Jesus
young.
Christ. Okay, all right. Well, let's now talk about his upcoming administration. Name a policy that's on Agenda 47 that he ran on that is good.
No tax on tits or overtime.
Okay. Anything else?
This
Because those two
was-
policies were actually shared across board. About the overtime, I don't
Yeah,
think that
right.
happened.
Because Trump wanted to do it, and Harris thought it was a good idea, and then she just kind of like stole the idea. Right.
Okay, so does that mean that Trump's
Wait.
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
What? What'd you say?
Trump stole from Bernie Sanders?
Well, Bernie Sanders wasn't running for anything, so.
Yeah.
Bernie-
Yeah, he might have.
Amanda, thank you so
Yeah.
much for the $2. Thank you so much. They like my hair. Thank you. I appreciate it, Amanda. Thank you.
Dude, my pants
Okay,
turn
yeah,
into
yeah,
shorts.
yeah.
Like the bottom part of them completely zip off. That's crazy.
Oh, geez, Dean. People are
I
gonna
have
go
the
crazy
dad
about that
pants.
one.
I have the dad pants. Like, you know, it's like where like they.
You just
zip
talked
around
about
and-
something zipping off, so it's just like people are gonna go crazy, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, I was
That's
just
gonna be
trying to-
clipped, Dean.
I was just trying to describe my dad pants. Anyways, Ryan, what do you think your IQ is? Be honest.
Shit, what's the average IQ, like, across the board? What number is it?
100.
100 is the average IQ? Mm-hmm.
So what, 30?
I'm actually interested in Ryan's answer to this
40.
question. Being honest, what do you think your IQ is?
And the average is 100?
Yeah.
Be above the average person, because I probably like 100 and 120 maybe.
I think I'm gonna
Is that
start.
like-
I'm gonna start asking that
I
question.
don't know how much. I don't really know how much. Like,
I'm gonna start asking.
I don't
that
know how that
question
works.
so much. I'm gonna start. How many holes do?
There's no way you think you have an
Okay, well, I
IQ of
don't know.
120, bro. That's crazy.
how about 110?
Okay.
That's
okay,
even
okay.
crazy. Gina, thank you so
So-
much for the $1. Thank you so much. Trump also has a side part that you guess is
How
hypocrite.
that
I
works?
know.
Hey, so Ryan, what is the least
Marissa, thank you so much for
continent-
the $2.
What is the least
said they love my hair.
populated
Thank you.
continent?
Jesus, what? What'd you say?
What is the smallest continent by population size?
It's Antarctica, obviously.
Okay, all right. What is the largest continent by landmass?
Appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much, Rihanna. Thank you.
Continent by landmass would be. It's either North America or Asia. Should be Asia, right?
Okay, all right. You got them both right. Damn it! I was really hoping that you wouldn't know either of those.
Right. Those are bad questions to ask him, Dean.
No,
You know,
I'm not
question
answering
we,
them.
you know, we should. Here, I'll ask you a specific question.
So I look
Can
absolutely
I ask you?
stupid.
I'm asking you a relevant question. Can I ask you a question?
Oh, God. Questions are going to keep flooding in until I look stupid, so.
What's Trump's healthcare policy?
Yes.
Oh, let me look. I know about it, but like, I don't know the exact.
He has concepts of a plan. 1, 2. What's his childcare policy?
1 second.
He doesn't have a childcare policy. What's his housing affordability policy?
He doesn't have a housing affordability policy.
Yeah, so he ran a campaign and he didn't have a healthcare, housing, affordability policy, or childcare policy. You guys don't give a shit about policy. You don't give a shit about character. It's just vibes. It's just that
it's vibes.
people attribute
We both-
vibes. Yeah, it's literally vibes, dude. It's like actually it's terrible, dude. It is a testament to this nation's lack of ability to literally engage critically.
Yeah. That's
Cheyenne, thank you for the $2 on Venmo telling me to check out an edit account. I got you.
I mean, I wouldn't have voted for Trump if the other candidate was like somewhat decent.
Wait, I have a question. What was one bad policy of Harris's?
It's like she's just stupid. She cares more about like
Jesus Christ.
the
Okay. So you're actually misogynistic, unless you could prove me wrong.
Oh, what?
Giving me one reason why she's stupid.
I was just called misogynistic.
Yeah, so like just positing that Kamala Harris is
bro.
stupid,
Oh my God.
right? Without reason is going to be rooted in like sexism.
What if I called a man stupid? Then I'm misogynist. Like
No,
we're not
because
misogynist.
misogyny is sexism as directed against women, and that's one of the harmful stereotypes that we've had in our country over the course of the last 300 years.
Yeah, well, I'm not misogynist.
So right, I am calling you misogynistic, but I'm also giving you a fair and ample opportunity to prove me wrong by just naming a reason why you think she's dumb that's valid. If you can name one reason why you think she's dumb that's true,
All right, number one.
wrong. Ryan, I think
Like I can. Well, I'm not going to be able to prove you wrong, but I can tell you why I think you're stupid. Number one, she was. I mean, if we're being realistic, her climb of fame was because of who she was partners with. All right. Number two.
Wow, okay? I accuse you of being misogynistic because you call Kamala Harris dumb, and then I'm like, well, name one reason why she's dumb to dispute the claim that you're misogynistic, and then you're like, well, she's dumb because she got to the top by sleeping with men. Unfucking.
Yeah, actually, like literally the
That's
dumbest thing.
not even what I
Here,
said. That's
Ryan,
not
I'm
even
gonna.
what I said. That's not even.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you. What were you saying? Yeah, so again, as it relates to this, what you're not understanding is that even if it were the case that she did do that, you would want to blame the system set up by men that put women in circumstances that in order to be able to get into a position of power like the presidency, to have control, to be able to fight for women's rights, you have to be able to do things like this specifically to get in those positions. But two, that's not even fucking true. That's not even what she did. Who did she sleep with to get to the
so
position?
I didn't
Who'd she
say-
sleep with
I
to be
didn't
vice
say it
president?
was-
Tell me.
Number one, I didn't say it's who she slept with.
I'm
I said
asking
it's
you who?
Number two,
Who?
she was.
Who?
It's not a guy or a girl type of thing. I didn't say because if she was a girl sleeping with a guy. I said it's because she was partners with.
Who? You said she slept with someone to be the vice president, to sleep to the top. Tell
No,
me
I did
who.
not. It's not what I said. No, I did not. That's not what I said.
Who?
Dean, has this guy hit puberty yet?
Horn, here's a who.
Has Parker hit puberty yet?
Ryan, you actually sound like an incel. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I hate to like. be
Ryan,
like,
you literally
God.
have not touched a woman since fucking birth. So I don't want to hear it. Can you please
Yeah.
engage with the points I'm bringing up, please?
Actually,
Yeah.
in a
Yeah, that
relationship.
was doubt
Okay.
with what your right or left hand.
Holy shit. Yeah, dude, that was not funny. I'm sorry, nobody laughed at that
What
one.
can you tell me specifically what you said then? Can you repeat to me what you said? Since I misrepresented.
I said number one. I said number one. Not. I said it's not who she slept with, but who she had relations with. Kind of brought her to fame a little bit. All right, and I'm not
Like what relations? What relations?
like maybe boyfriend.
Dude,
So it is exactly what he said. So all the fucking clowns in the chat that didn't acknowledge that's what he said, that's exactly what he just said he said. So
killing
please,
him.
who
No,
did
you
she
said slept
who did
with.
she
You
have
said
a
slept with.
who was she a boyfriend with? You're implying that when you say that, by the way. I just want to let you know. Who did she have a boyfriend
No, I'm
with?
not.
That specifically, who was her boyfriend that brought her to be vice president?
Number two, you accused me of
Who? Tell me. Can you tell me who?
her boyfriend at the time. That was a long time ago. Let me look. I just know he was famous.
So I just want to say she was the reason that she did all of this. Yet you don't even know who he is.
No, this is a long time ago. I can go check and find out right away.
So it's almost like being in a relationship, them dating has nothing to do with her success. Her success was found outside of that relationship. That relationship did not determine her success. That's insane.
We got Tim Walz as our vice president. I mean, that's pretty terrible too.
What, do you want to like
That's-
respond to my point, or do you just want to deflect away and not acknowledge it?
She brought herself to fame. Okay, Parker, if that's what helps you sleep at night. All right.
We understand
determined
it with, like,
herself. Yeah.
We have like civil and electoral processes in America where like the constituents of a state or the constituents of our country vote for who our representatives are. And she was able to get voted in as the DA of San Francisco, then the AG of the state of California, and then as a senator of the state of California, then the vice president of America. In totality, right, she got 45 million votes plus the 76 million votes she got in the general election. I do not think that sleeping with a man was able to get her a collected 115 million votes.
Why are you like?
And that's just the undisputed facts. Also, just put it
saying
out
that I
there.
said-
When you say that the only qualifications that Kamala Harris has that got her into her positions of power was the men that she slept with, what you're like saying here is that she's essentially very underqualified. Would you agree with that?
Do I think Harris is underqualified? Yeah, I'd say so.
Right. And then this is where your argument falls apart because we know she's more qualified than Donald Trump and we could fucking prove it. So what does this tell us about the orange bad
You
man?
prove it then. Prove it to me.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah. So
give
she's
me
more
two
expensive-
qualifications of the Orange Menace, please.
No, wait, what? I'm trying.
Give
I'm
me
asking.
two qualifications that the Orange Menace has.
You're not. What? You're not. You're pivoting. I asked you to. I asked
Can you give
I'll
me
answer
two
that.
qualifications of the Orange
No,
Menace?
No. I asked you to prove to me why Harris is more
I can
prepared
do
for the
that.
job than Trump,
Yeah.
and then you
Her-
just asked me that.
her policies
You asked me a question
extensive-
about my knowledge.
Her policies extensively, right, more applicable to the life of the average American. It's better for them as well, right? Better address more systemic issues that we have in our country, right? Such as a shortage of houses, with houses being too expensive for that average American, such as a reduction in the average, like purchasing power for Americans today as a tangent and result of the, of the pandemic. She also wanted to address issues such as women's rights and healthcare, right, and a more comprehensive policy on all these fronts, including immigration and the southern border, right? So she's
Also, I already told you her qualifications earlier. If you could actually like remember, I told you that she was an
Parker,
attorney
it's not like
general,
a racist
district
that you
attorney,
say, okay?
she was a senator, and she was a vice president. I told you about all of her qualifications. You didn't take into account her qualifications. Now I'm asking you, can you provide two qualifications of the Orange Menace?
When you say Orange Menace, are you talking about Trump?
Who do you think I'm talking about?
That's
Who is
racist.
clearly orange? How is it racist for me to say that Donald Trump is orange because of his spray tan? What are you talking about?
Why do you don't gotta like change his color that he is like his
Is orange
I'm
a
not.
race?
Look at his skin.
orange is not a race. What are you talking
Then
about?
how
Dude,
the hell
he
did
is clearly orange, bro. Can
What
you
if I thought-
respond? Can you answer the question? Name two qualifications of the Orange Menace.
He's already been president and he showed that he's not going to ruin anything. All right. And number two, he's been a businessman forever. And he made 400 million into how many billion? He went bankrupt many times and then he built those bankruptcies up to $1 billion. At the
Okay,
end
so
of the
let's
day.
talk about
You
those
know,
two
he's a billionaire.
qualifications.
He can go
Can we talk
bankrupt,
about those two
but at the end of the
qualifications?
day, he's still a billionaire.
Can we talk about those two qualifications? Yeah,
That's a
so you said he's a
businessman?
good businessman. I asked you to name one good businessman that has 6 bankruptcies. You couldn't mention it. Two as it
Hey.
relates to this.
Dude,
Two
you
as it relates-
won't let me.
Can I
I'll
finish?
tell you I was a good businessman if you let me talk.
Well, I was referencing both, but go for it. Respond to that one.
It's business. You're going to fail. All right. I don't know. He failed more than most people do, but at the end of the day, what happened after
Which
those
means you're the worst businessman.
Climbed back to no.
Can you name a
Decline
single
that.
good businessman other than Trump with with 6 bankruptcies? Name one.
Not off the top of my head. I don't know who's had that many bankruptcies. Like off the top of my head.
I'll literally give you time to look it up.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime, guys, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen. And also, I hope everybody has an incredibly happy new year. 2024 has been a bit rough, and I hope that we all have a better experience.
Oh, this is
in
going to be bad.
2025.
Do you see this?
If you
Calvin,
want-
what is your
Wow.
profile picture?
Of a good man.
No, like, why do you have White Lives Matter in your profile picture? Like, as if it isn't the case in society that people already treat it that way. The reason why,
Easy.
Calvin,
Do they
the
not?
reason why people say Black Lives Matter is because we're invoking specifically that within our society, people do not treat Black lives as if they matter. within our society, because it is the case that there's police brutality, systemic racism targeted against black lives, and other people are not willing to acknowledge it who are white. That's what you're not recognizing. Whereas within society, it already is the case that people treat white lives as if they matter. That's why it's important to say things like Black Lives Matter. And when you say things like White Lives Matter, it takes away from that and does not address the concerns that exist in our society of systemic racism.
Peter Parker's in his feelings today, bro.
Do you want to respond to what I just said?
Calvin, I just want to butt in here for 5 seconds. There was nothing that Parker just said that was like highly emotional. If anything, Parker just like gave us all a lesson insofar as why the White Lives Matter movement is incredibly antithetical to society and which wants to stand in opposition against racism, and in fact is an incredibly ill-willed, bad faith movement in of itself. And I don't think that there is much emotion involved within that. So instead of just calling him emotional, how about you actually dispute the substance of his position?
I don't deal with people that are in their feelings about things. If I were to say indigenous people lives matter, would that be a problem or no?
No, Parker's already described it to you exactly why that wouldn't be a problem. And I'll go ahead and
talk about it. I said, imagine. See, this is your problem. You don't know how to listen to words, and you don't even know the meanings of those words. You just spout a bunch of propaganda out of your mouth. Okay. That's why we keep telling you it's diarrhea that comes out of your mouth and nothing more.
That is not a coherent argument in any sense on policy or discussion. It's merely an attack on my person, and it shows a weak mind. Are you okay?
Because that's what you're doing.
You